offer the best grooming products for you. Dress all natural and handcrafted too. We wanna help be your swagger, style, class, and luxury. Make our products tailor-made for you with high quality. Yeah. So get in style with the Black yeah. Company. To give you swagger, style, class, and luxury. In luxury, yeah. The Black Gentleman Black, yeah. Company. To give you swagger, style, class, and luxury. In luxury, yeah.
Located at www.theblackgent.com.
Yo. What's good? It's Stormy B Man, and I am back. Welcoming you to Nerds on Culture, Stormy B Man, for this Wednesday, November 20th, 2024. This is number 107 in the series of Nerds shows, and this evening we're going to talk to you about reminiscing on a great television show called The Greatest American Hero from 1981. This was a take on a television superhero that had an interesting backstory, and we'll get into it as we talk about it on the show. But the series starred William Katt as the lead character. It was also Robert Culp from I Spy fame, along with Bill Cosby back in I think it was the late 50s, early 60s, and Connie Selica. This show ran for about 3 seasons, and it was somewhat of a hit, but I think the fact that when they were moving it around, on the different time slots that affected the show. And they did that to a number of shows throughout television series history. And that's the death knell for a lot of shows, because upon their inception, if they put it in a great time slot and the show takes off and becomes popular, as soon as they shift it around and people can't find it as easily or whatever, or it doesn't follow another show that they were tapped into on a consistent basis, then they found that shows like this would kind of falter. But it was a lot of fun. I was still young enough to be able to enjoy a television show like this, along with many other people in the audience. But we're going to talk about that with you this evening. And, you know, with that conversation in mind, I'm going to bring my partner in crime. We got Drew Titan in the building with us this evening. What's going on, man?
Look at what's happened to me. I can't believe it myself. Suddenly I'm up on top of the world. It should have been somebody else. Believe it or not, I'm walking on air.
I never thought I could feel so free. Flying away on a wing and a prayer. Who could it be? Believe it or not, it's just me. Hey, that song went to #1 on the charts too.
Man, that was when
for that TV show.
Man, listen, those dudes that wrote those dudes was writing poetry,
right?
You know what else was good? Oh man, we need to do a show on that. The Fall Guy.
Oh man, I'm not the kind to kiss and tell, but I've been seen with Farrah. Man,
I might fall from a tall building. I love that show, man. That was when primetime television.
On notepad, I'm gonna write that down. We got to do television shows theme songs, man.
Oh man, that's brilliant, man. Listen, man. That was when primetime TV was everything.
Yes, sir.
Man, that was all we had, man. That was all we had. That was great, man. The Fall Guy. I remember that. They brought it back, you know. I didn't watch it, but they brought it back. I'm gonna check it out just to see.
Yeah, that's, you know what? We might do and we could let the audience know. We can do a show like that. We can record it and upload it to Patreon.
Where they can hear it.
Where we can play the songs.
Yeah.
And talk about it and everything, and we don't even have to do it on YouTube.
Yeah, screw that.
Yeah.
That
way we can get that show out to our audience. And you know, even when let's just say whenever we do the show, if you haven't kicked off your Patreon yet, when you do kick it off, you can still share it to your Patreon too, because we do collab together. And that's a way for our audience to be able to enjoy this content to its full extent. Because, you know, we talk about this all the time, you and I, behind the scenes, but what they don't realize is our shows could be 10 times better than what they are if these people didn't interfere with what we were doing so much.
That's right, man.
It's just amazing, the interference that's run. And, you know, everything from stopping your lives midstream, you know, on the air, pulling you off the air for no reason.
Even when you cut the monetization off.
Yeah, it's like, it's just
why, you know, we're not making any money off of it.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
Just censoring for the sake of censoring, but they choose who they want to censor. Isn't that something? And that's the thing. Yep. So we'll be able to do this, and that's an option for us. We can record these shows and upload them, and you know what? Later for those people, they don't even have to be a part of that process, but our audiences can enjoy it to its fullest.
That's right.
Yeah.
So The Greatest American Hero. Now, as you know, this came out when I was a kid, so I was a sucker for anybody flying with a cape. So I loved it. But what I did appreciate was the storyline behind this, and how he was a flawed superhero.
Yeah.
And he didn't know what he was doing because he lost the damn instructions. All right. The story, from what I remember, you can add to this, is some aliens came down to Earth and gifted, there they are, and they gifted him with some powers, and there was a book of instructions, and he lost the damn instructions. So he's flying through the air with the power of Superman, and he had all these abilities he had to learn as he went along. He was able to fly. He was super strong. He's crashing into buildings, and he didn't even know how to fly. He was flying, and he was out of control, crashing into shit, and it was hilarious. But he was like super strong. I mean, imagine Superman, but just doofy. Don't know whatever. He blinks and burns a hole in your head with X-ray vision. That type of stupidity. But this was a great, great series, man, and I loved it. And he had an adventure. I forgot what day of the week this came on, too. It came on once a week.
Right.
Forget what day. But was this on CBS or NBC?
ABC. It was on ABC. I got a little information here. It says The Greatest American Hero is an American comedy drama superhero television series that aired on ABC, created by producer Stephen J. Cannell, and premiered as a 2-hour pilot movie on March 18th, 1981. And it ran until February 2nd, 1983. And the series features William Catt as a teacher, Ralph Hinckley, Robert Culp as an FBI agent, Bill Maxwell, and Connie Selica as a lawyer, Pam Davison. The lead character's surname was temporarily changed to Hangley for a few months after President Ronald Reagan and 3 others were in a situation and wounded by John Hinckley Jr. on March 30th, 1981.
I remember that.
I adjusted what I was reading to not say the actual words.
Yeah.
The series chronicles Ralph's adventures after a group of aliens gives him a red and black suit that grants him superhuman abilities. Unfortunately for Ralph, he must learn how to use the suit's powers by trial and error, often with comical results. The theme song, sung by Joey Scarberry, was a hit when released as a single. See, I was just talking to you about that. But the TV show, and what was so interesting was that this was during a time when, like I said, the first 2 Superman films had played already, Superman 1 and 2. Superman the movie premiered, I think, in 1978.
Yeah, it was around that.
And Superman 2 came out about 2 years later. And though it was supposed to come like the next summer, there was a delay because the producers decided to make some changes to part 2, and they brought in a different director. They fired the original director. They used a lot of his footage because he had simultaneously shot the films at the same time. It was supposed to be a 2-part saga. And they brought a different director in. They cut out the scenes with Marlon Brando as Jor-El because Marlon Brando was making like $5 million for the first film. And so, of course, with the success of the first film, his salary would have went up for more, even more for the second film. So they cut Jor-El out of the second film, believe it or not. So even going back in those times, we were having
forbidden. I just hear that, man. It is forbidden. My dad used to troll me with that back in the day.
Really?
I got in trouble. They go to your room, man. You can't come outside. I'm like, can I come outside? It is forbidden. I used to hate that. It is he thought it was hilarious, but I'll be pissed off, so mad, crying. It is forbidden. You can't come out your room. It is forbidden. I'm like, damn.
Yep.
Trolling.
That's great, man. But yeah, so this film, this TV series was kind of like bringing the elements of Superman into TV viewers' homes on a weekly basis. Now here's a look at the suit. I found this online, and I thought I would share it so people would get a chance to look at it. But this was the suit, and there was supposed to be an instruction manual that went with the suit that would tell him how to use the suit and his powers. But what's interesting is that I forget how he lost the book. Do you remember? I forget that because it's been so long since I've seen the show. And I don't have it on DVD. I don't have the TV series on DVD.
You're gonna love this series. It's funny as hell. And salute Derek Gaines. Yo.
Yeah, Ack, you salute to Ack out there. That's our other brother in crime with the comics and stuff. But Ack, you would love this TV show,
this
man.
Could be
so much fun. So much fun.
This could be rebooted if done correctly.
Yes, I agree.
This could be rebooted. They need to do like a Netflix something with this, and don't make it a series. Just make it one like a 90-minute film. This could, if done correctly, this could be rebooted. But I forgot how he lost the instructions, but I clearly remember the episode where he got a hold of the instructions again.
Yeah.
One of his abilities was he could shrink like Ant-Man.
Right.
And he shrunk. And at the end of the episode, he says, I know everything now. It's in the book. And his boy says, well, where's the book? He didn't bring it back up after he shrunk.
Yeah.
So he lost it again.
Yep.
I was like, oh my God, man. But I don't recall how he lost the instructions. You probably have to watch the first episode.
Yeah.
But this suit did everything. He was able to shrink, he fly, super speed.
He was bulletproof. He was bulletproof.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Hold on. Do you remember, this is just a sidebar. Do you remember a movie called Super Fuzz?
Yes.
I thought I was bugging. I thought I imagined that movie.
No.
My brother was like, no, that came out. Super Fuzz, a cop that got superhuman powers, but you know what his kryptonite was? The color red.
Wow. Okay.
It was funny as hell, man. He was running that super. I remember the theme song, super, 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 super. He took off running, and a gate was red. And he lost his powers and ran right into the gate at top speed. It was funny as hell. Super Fuzz. I remember that. But yeah,
I remember. I never saw it, but I do remember it.
Super Fuzz. It used to come on HBO back when HBO just played movies.
Mm-hmm.
That was where I saw it, HBO. But yeah, I don't remember how he lost the instructions in the first place. I do remember that episode where he found some other instructions and he got it together. The whole episode, he was Superman that episode. And then the last thing he did was shrink. But then when he grew back to normal size, he left the book back when he was like the size of an atom. And they were looking for it with their fingers. It was crazy. I mean, you would think all he would do is shrink back down. But it was crazy, man. But I don't recall. But I always liked his suit, and I like that logo. I don't know what the hell that was.
You know what was also interesting is the fact that when the aliens came and revealed themselves to him, the sequence where it was shown, and I put it up on the screen once, I'll put it back up there, the image of the spaceship that came over his car. This was back when Close Encounters was made.
Just about to say that. I saw that in the movie.
Yeah, and so the special effects when it came to showing the alien ship and everything were done really well, because that was that new technology born out of Star Wars and Close Encounters and all of that at that time.
Star Trek the motion picture came out in the early 80s too.
Yes, absolutely.
Yep.
So we were enjoying a kind of a new renaissance in television,
right?
Because we were enjoying the fact that new technology of special effects and how to make people fly, because you and I talked about that just before going live. But shows, like you said, Star Wars, we began to see other films come about, like the Star Trek and the new updated Star Trek films. But also, you remember Buck Rogers. The new Buck Rogers TV show.
That's right.
That came, and they had a lot of characters on that show that was similar to the old Buck Rogers series, but at the same time, a little fresh spin. And then how about this one? And we could do a show on it alone. Battlestar Galactica.
Yes.
Man, wasn't that something? That was like Star Wars on TV before we had Disney Plus.
Oh man, I'm writing something down. When we do the next crossover show, I'm writing something down.
Okay. Yeah, but that was you know, that was what was born of this era. Shows like that. And like you heard me say Buck Rogers, because Buck Rogers came out in the like 1930s.
Yeah.
And it was a Buster Crab in that old black and white series.
Yeah.
And they had Ming and Flash Gordon and all of them came around that time too. And then of course the Flash Gordon that we talked about that came out around this time. Flash Gordon came. But Battlestar Galactica, man, you could tell that was a straight ripoff of Star Wars. But it was so cool for being on television, wasn't it?
But it was so cool, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was
Remember
so
the guards that looked like stormtroopers, but they were in gold? Silver or gold, yeah.
And you know how I remember all of those stuff, right? You know, because it came on in the evening, but of course you market it on Saturday mornings to us, the kids.
Yep.
And that's it. My buddy had some Buck Rogers. He had the Battlestar Galactica. Those troopers were so cool.
Dude, when they brought the toys out, they were cool. Like the action figures, they were tall, like the they call it, the 12-inch action figures or whatever, with the armor on them and stuff.
Yes.
That was so cool. And it was so funny because I was just at that point where I was kind of like starting to almost outgrow those kind of toys. Right. Figures. But it was like I always, when I was in the store, I was looking at them.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah,
my
man.
cousin, he had the Starship Enterprise box where you fold it out, and it was the bridge.
Yes.
He had Bones, Sulu, Kurt, Uhura, and Spock and Scotty. He had them all, and they were able to be in the bridge, and it was like the coolest thing I've ever seen. We talk now, we're like, man, all those toys you had.
That's when they used to do all of that stuff, man, and make those play sets and kits for the kids. Like, you remember when they did Star Wars and Kenner put out those original Star Wars toys and stuff. They had like a Death Star that opened up, and it had like levels.
I remember seeing that.
You could put the figures in there, and then back then the original Star Wars action figures that were about that tall, the Lego, not Lego, but the Kenner figures, and like Luke there was a little button on his sleeve. If you push it out, his lightsaber comes out.
Vader had that too.
And Darth Vader, same thing. Yep. You push that, and the lightsaber come out. Obi-Wan.
And I think Obi-Wan had it. Obi-Wan had it. And you know what else? Like years later, like maybe 3 years later or 4 years later, they started making the giant size figures of them. Right.
Like the 12 to 16-inch figures. And there was a Darth Vader that was really cool back then. It was like he had a robe, he had a cape and everything.
Yeah. My cousin had a
lightsaber. Yep.
He had the large size Vader and the Luke from the Empire Strikes Back gear.
Yeah.
And he had an Obi-Wan. The Obi-Wan had a robe.
And the Han Solo figure had a blaster and stuff. You know, it's like Chewbacca was kind of like a hard figure. He looked like the Wookiee, but he was like a hard plastic, and his arms move up and down like this. They had his little what do they call it? His ammo pack across his shoulder.
Yeah, the shot that came across. Yeah, yep.
Yeah,
I remember all of that stuff. If I didn't have it, my cousin had it. I had 2 cousins that had everything, but then they said I had everything. I just had what they didn't have, and vice versa. And if we didn't have it, our boys across the street had it.
And you know what's cool too? When you were like that, y'all all bring your stuff outside and be playing with it. And it's
right.
like y'all can have your own little movie you be going on.
Yeah, we was outside.
We used to do that, man. It's like that.
Oh,
that was so much fun, man. That was so much fun to do.
I had a care in the world. There was no bills with my name on it. Crazy stuff. Oh my gosh, man. Yeah, Derek. He said Space 1999 came out in the 70s. I remember that. I saw the reruns. And Blade Runner came out in the 80s. The original. Yeah,
the original Blade Runner, because again, they made that film out of Lucasfilm's special effects and everything. And remember, they were flying around in those ships and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Excuse me. There was that great scene where they would go past that big giant billboard with the lady on the billboard talking and stuff, and it looked like a futuristic world, you know, where it's like things were just so different from what we can relate to. That was really outstanding, you know, for the time that it was made. Yes. We see so much space stuff now that it's almost like we've become desensitized to that kind of thing. But back in those times, with those wonderfully well done visuals, it was amazing just to watch, you know, stuff like that cinematically. Sometimes we'd go to the movies 2 or 3 times just to watch it, to see the special effects, you know.
Oh man, Stormy, do you remember going to the movies, right, and being able to hang out and see it again?
Mm-hmm.
They didn't kick you out. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Let me show you something. This is too much for me to screenshot. And I forgot about this because my cousin had it. If you could go ahead and share that real quick. This was the action figure. This was the action figure. This was the action figure. This is the rehashed one.
Yeah.
This wasn't out. It didn't look like this in the 80s, y'all. They redid this. But this is dope. All right. This was the original toys right here.
Right.
My cousin Christopher had this. This was it. This was it. That's funny as hell.
Dude, the show was popular, man.
It was, man. It sure was.
I was actually angry when they took it off the air because I was like, it was a show that I watched, you know?
Damn, I remember. Oh, boy. Man, this is great, man. This is some great, this is some great stuff, man. Oh, the nostalgia, man. I feel good.
But see, this is why we do this show. It's like, imagine, you know, we didn't know each other back then, but we were all tuned into this stuff, man, and just enjoying it. You know, it's like, man. And now here we are. We're able to do a podcast show where we reminisce on all this stuff, man, and bring it back, taking some other people back to their childhood and everything.
Yeah. Man, look at that. If y'all could, this got to be on box set, but there got to be episodes on YouTube somewhere. I mean, this thing was just so damn good, man. This show was and it was an original for its time, because, you know, Superman was in the theaters, and this was around Superman 2, you said?
Right.
Superman 3, that was Richard Pryor, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I think that was from 83, yep.
Right. So this fit the genre perfectly. Yep. This fit the genre perfectly, man. And I think it's underrated, man. Oh, Derek, it's on Tubi?
Definitely.
It's on Tubi? Greatest American Heroes on Tubi? I gotta watch it. I haven't seen it in forever. But
that's great. Derek Gaines, if it's on Tubi, that's great, man.
Oh man, I'm definitely gonna watch that. I might watch some episodes tonight, man. Make me a grilled cheese and watch it. Or two. It's my cheat week.
Let me ask Derek Gaines. Hey, Derek, is the pilot on there or is it just the series?
Oh, that's a good question. The pilot was a movie, right?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Pilots are important because sometimes when they test like a pilot episode to see how the audience accepts it, sometimes when the actual series comes out, you might see characters, it'll be the same character but a different actor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Oh, he said it's on there. The pilot's on there.
The pilot's on there too. Yeah, I might check that out this evening before I go to bed. I'll just try to watch it. It's on Tubi. Hey, check this out. I'm gonna read a little more because it tells you about the suit. But before I read it, I'm gonna leave what you put up there too. But I'm gonna put my man's suit back up there.
Yeah, I love this.
This is so cool that they did this because
Yep.
I found that online and I said, well, let me capture that, and put it up. And then when I put it in the queue, I saw that it was like, oh, it didn't have no background or nothing. It's just the suit. I like it like that. It's pretty cool. But this is some information about the suit that he had. It says Ralph's uniform grants him the powers of flight, super strength, invulnerability, invisibility, precognition, telekinesis, X-ray vision, super speed, pyrokinesis, shrinking, psychometry, psychometry, I should say, holographic vision, and even the ability to detect the supernatural. As he lost the suit's instructional manual, his discovery of these different powers often come as a surprise, even to himself. Notably, while the suit enables Ralph to fly, it does not endow him with any particular skill at landing. So he frequently crashes into undignified heaps. In the episode Fireman, he displays resistance to fire and heat and uses super exhalation, the ability to blow out a flamethrower or any other large source of fire. He also uses this ability in the episode There's Just No Accounting to extinguish a Molotov cocktail. Ralph also shows signs of being able to control minds as he's exposed to high doses of plutonium radiation. In the season 2 final episode, Lilacs, Mr. Maxwell, Ralph is shown to control a dog via a hologram. This may have been an improvisational power of the suit, but is not tried again later in episodes. In the Shock Will Kill You episode, he or the suit becomes strongly magnetized. The season 2 episode Don't Mess Around with Jim, Ralph and Maxwell learn they are not the first duo who received such a uniform.
Yeah.
Jim J.J. Beck had received the suit and Marshall Dunn was his partner, much like Ralph and Maxwell operated. But Jim was overwhelmed with the power of the suit and he used it selfishly and for ill-gotten gains until the aliens discovered this and took the suit away. It is unknown whether or not there were others before Jim who were visited by the aliens. That's a great plot point, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a great plot point, which means they can still bring that back today. They could bring it back.
Yeah.
According to what you were saying earlier. It goes on to say, in divorce.
Are these actors still alive?
Well, yeah. And what's his name? William Catt doesn't look nothing like that today. He's got he looks like Stone Cold Steve Austin or something with a gray beard, a gray goatee, and a short haircut. But he don't have that curly perm no more because that curly perm was so early 80s, man.
Oh yeah.
Gene
Wilder hair.
Yeah, the Gene Wilder hair. this goes on to say, in divorced Venetian style, the pair meet one of the aliens whose world was apparently destroyed, which hints as to why the aliens want to protect humanity and calls Earth one of the few remaining garden planets. Ralph is given another instruction book during this encounter, supposedly the alien's last copy, but he loses it as well when he shrinks to a fraction of normal size. This is what you were talking about earlier. And he places it on a large boulder, which is actually a grain of sand given his reduced size. And he forgets to pick it back up before returning to normal size.
Idiot.
In the episode Vanity Says the Preacher, it also is revealed that there are several humans in seeming suspended animation aboard the alien ship. Bill speculates that they are possible replacements for them. Hinckley's hero persona never receives an actual superhero name either. Although Joey Scarberry sings the Elton John song Rocket Man in the pilot. In the pilot episode, Ralph sarcastically refers to himself as Captain Crash in reference to his terrible flying ability, and later Captain Gonzo in the episode The Shock Could Kill You. Man,
Captain Crash.
Yeah, right.
But look at as you read that, look at his face on the toy. That was every episode. He was literally crashing into stuff. Captain Crash. And he never had a name. They never named him. And that's another thing. No one recognized him when he put on a damn suit. He didn't have a mask.
Dude, check this out. This is so funny. And it alludes to what you were talking about earlier about his suit. It says, on the season 1 DVD, Stephen J. Cannell notes that the symbol design on the front of the suit is actually based on a pair of scissors that he had on his desk during the design of the uniform. He said that the costume designer asked him what he wanted the suit's chest emblem to look like, and he said he had not really thought about it. The designer then picked the scissors up off the desk and held them upside down and said, "That's your emblem." Cannell was fine with that decision. The symbol on Ralph's uniform resembles the Chinese character for center, as the symbol is in red in color while white is the background. Hong Kong television station TVB titled the Cantonese dubbed version of the show Fei Ten Hung, meaning flying red center hero, in reference to the red center Mahjong tile. The alternate translation of Zhong in Cantonese is justice, which gave the other meaning of the title of the show, Flying Red Justice Hero. This alternate translation of the show's title alludes to the mandate by the alien grantor to use the suit as a means to fight crime and injustice in the world. You see that? Now, they came up with this little ideology for this show, and it actually covered something even more meaningful in actual life. You see that? That is amazing. And it was done by, not, I won't say coincidence, but happenstance. It just happened that they produced that, and that's where it stood. It was just an amazing coming together of things.
Stormy, you got to write this down. I'm just brainstorming.
Yeah.
Most racist characters. We can do live action and cartoons. Most racist characters where, you know, back in the day it was over our head, but looking back now you're like, yo, that is really uncomfortable.
And let them taste the power of my niggas. So
you can put racist and creepiest. For example, you know who you don't see anymore in Looney Tunes? You just don't see it. What happened to Pepe Le Pew? You know, my daughter don't know what that is. I had to show her. I said, yo, this, he could not exist.
What happened to Pepe? He was canceled.
He got canceled. Pepe Le Pew got canceled. He was a creep though.
He got canceled. No, listen, man. I refuse to call Pepe Le Pew a creep, bro. You know, he was a skunk. Pepe was a skunk. And all he wanted was to romance that cat that he thought was cute, especially when the cat ran across some paint that ran the paint up his back and made him look like he was another skunk. And so Pepe fell in love, man.
No, she'd be running for her life. And he's like Jason Voorhees and Michael Myers. He's just hopping along. And she's running for her life.
But the thing was, she wasn't running from him because he was a creep. She was running from him because he stank. He was a skunk.
Yep.
So when he grabbed her and he was like, ooh la la,
ooh la la.
He was holding her. And he was like trying to get away from him. She was like,
yo, man, you so bad.
He's a skunk.
But guess what? There was an episode where it flipped, where she got a hold of something that stunk and she rolled in it. And she bust out the perfume store with her fist balled up looking for him. And then when she hugged him, he was like, oh, yeah, you missed. And then you saw his face change. He's like, oh, wait a minute. And he was trying to get away from her. Now he's running for his life, and then she's hopping after him. I was like, oh, man, that was funny as hell.
Listen,
Pepe
man, how you going to cancel Pepe Le Pew? That's a cartoon character. But they didn't cancel those two crows. Remember those two crows?
Heckle and Jekyll.
Yeah.
Oh.
They should be canceled.
They were black, y'all. They spoke Southern jive. Heckle and Jekyll were black. Bro. Yo, that's fucked up. Heckle and Jekyll. Y'all don't remember that. Y'all don't remember Heckle and Jekyll?
Racism, bro. Straight
They don't
racism.
even play that on TV anymore. Heckle and Jekyll came out, what, in the 60s?
Yep.
They were, Clarence, what up, man? Shogun, salute.
Salute, Clarence.
They were, oh, man.
Listen.
Oh, yeah, we gonna cook on that.
In the late 50s, Heckle and Jekyll.
Yep.
They're that old. They came out in the 50s.
Man, by the time I saw it, I was like, yo, there's something not right with this.
Listen, man, if we want to, hey, you're right. We could do that show, and we could put Heckle and Jekyll in there. We could put the Peanuts in there too, because they was racist toward the little black kid. Remember when they sat down for Thanksgiving dinner, everybody sat on one side of the table, and they let the little black character sit on one side by himself. You remember that?
Come on now.
Even the one that they called Pigpen, the dirty one,
was at the table.
He had a dirt cloud following him. They were sitting next to him at the Thanksgiving table, but the little black boy was sitting by himself.
On the other side by himself.
Cancel the Peanuts.
Yup. Speedy Gonzalez, I remember that. Yo, how old were you when you figured out Peppermint Patty was a girl?
I always knew she was a girl, but I always knew something was wrong.
And why was Marcy calling her sir all the time?
Exactly.
Woke.
Yes.
Woke was back then. Come on, man. Family Guy did a joke about that.
Thelma on Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Thelma on Scooby-Doo.
Bro. Yo, wait a minute.
And why was Shaggy and Scooby always hungry? Because they were stoned.
They were stoners.
They were stoners. That's why Shaggy and Scooby talked to each other, because they was high.
He was high all the time. He didn't. Yo, Stormy, you probably never watched. There's a show called The Venture Brothers. If you watch The Venture Brothers, start from season 1, they crack on everything that we grew up on, and they explain it. You find out that Scooby-Doo and the gang, Fred kidnapped them. Shaggy was on marijuana, on heavy drugs, and Scooby never talked. That was on Shaggy's head.
Yeah, because he was high.
Johnny Quest, they think he's crazy, but he's like, no, this shit really happened to me when I was a kid, man. and he's a stoner now, but they think he's crazy. But the Venture Brothers and the bodyguards, they work with the same agency that Race Bannon came from. It's funny as hell. And Race Bannon dies in one of the episodes. They bring it all. They connect all the dots. It's funny as hell.
Yeah, I remember you were talking about that a few months back. You had brought that up.
The Venture, bro. All the series is on Netflix.
On that.
Oh man, that show was brilliant, man. They even had I forgot the name of this damn. There was a vampire slayer, but he only kills blackulas. That's it.
Oh,
and in that episode, he was just killing black vampires. But this character was from a damn movie. What was the movie, Stormy, with a guy? It was a black guy with a leather jacket, and he had a sword. And this was like in the 70s. He had an afro. He came from a real movie, but they put that character in the Venture Brothers. It was like some supernatural film from the 70s. When you're gonna see so many things on those episodes, you're like, wait a minute, they talking about such and such from the 70s. Crazy stuff, man.
Man,
that is a great series, the Venture Brothers.
But like when we talk about those racist characters and characters that should have been canceled, you know about Step and Fetch It?
Why do I know that damn name? Wait, Step and Fetch It. That's
that's a real person.
No, that because
that's the brother.
Bill was talking about that.
That's the brother. They had him in the movies and stuff, but that's his name, and that was his character and his moniker. They called him Step and Fetch It, and he talked like this. Hey man, I don't know what's going on around here. I don't know what we're gonna do. Yo, he had a bald head and he used to buck his eyes real big and stuff. And always showed that he was scared and jittery and shaky.
That's reminded me of something. When me and my cousins got together and some shit broke in the house and the adults came home, my uncle used to be like, who broke such and such? And he said, why y'all standing there looking like goddamn Step and Fetch It? I didn't know what that was.
Step and Fetch.
Who broke this? I don't know. He said, why the F y'all stand there sound like Step and Fetch It? I'm like, what is that?
Google him right now. Google him.
Step and Fetch It.
And it's spelled just like you say it. Step in Fetch It. When you spell Fetch It, you spell it F.
It came right up.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. That's history, bro. That's history.
Wow.
And they used to put him on TV and in movies too.
He was a coon. He was cooning.
Yep.
Wow. He died when he was 83 years old. Died at 85.
No, he died when they decided to put him on TV behaving like he behaved and put him in the he died right at that moment when he said, I was gonna do it for you, boss. That's when he died.
Yeah, there he is. Oh shoot, he's Jamaican. Well, he's from Jamaican descent. Woo. Step and Fetch It, 1934. Look at that. My uncle was like, why y'all standing there? I asked y'all a question. Y'all standing there looking like Step and Fetch It.
Now listen to the name, though.
Step and Fetch It. That's like an order.
Yeah.
Go get that, boy.
Yep.
I don't know why you... God damn it, why y'all standing there sound like Step and Fetch It? I never knew what that was.
Yep. That's what that is, bro.
Oh, it is. Zorro the Gay Blade? I know Zorro, but...
Yeah, George Hamilton played that character in the movie. Yeah.
Wait a minute, you talking about the remake in 1981 or 80? They remade. No,
it was around that time when it was just before that Steve Martin and Chevy Chase and old boy did the Three Amigos and stuff. It was like around that era.
thinking of the Lone Ranger movie that was released in the 80s. That was pretty good. Not the comedy in the 2000s, the one that came out in the 80s. Man, the 80s, there was nothing beats the 80s, man. They had the best things on TV. The best movies came out because they were well written. Even the B movies were great.
Mm-hmm.
There was nothing more gory and scary to me than a B monster movie, a B horror film, because they were super gory. There was a movie called Gates of Hell. Yeah, man, that movie scared the crap out of me, man. That was crazy. But my gosh, a B movie, zombie movie was crazy. Crazy stuff. But anyway, the 80s just, there's nothing better than the 80s. I'm sorry, y'all. But anyway, and the Greatest American Hero came out in the 80s, man. Yeah, I'm doing me a binge watch, man, because this was well written. The storyline was really good. And it was funny. Captain Crash? That was what he wanted to call. You know how funny that is? Captain Crash.
And I'm gonna tell you something. I left it up here on the screen, but that costume don't look bad, man.
No, it don't. It don't. That was good. I just knew like maybe Jim Lee or somebody would try and bring this character to Marvel or somebody or DC somewhere and do a little side story. That'd have been great. But this is something you could definitely. That's why I asked if he was still alive, because you can actually pick the story up. I don't know how it ended. Did they close the story out? Or did they leave it open? Like the last episode of season one?
It was left open. They didn't finish it off. They didn't it was left, they just took it off. Yeah.
I hate when they do that. It's like the last episode of Alf. Does anybody remember how that damn thing ended? It was pretty dark.
Alf? No, I was aware of Alf, but I didn't really watch his show a lot or anything. How did it end?
Oh man, it's pretty morbid because they finally figure out he's an alien, and the damn government shows up at the house and he's caught in the backyard with his hands up, and the damn series ends. It was over after that. I was like, yo, they killed him. Didn't they? I was like, yo, what the hell? It was pretty dark. He got caught by the government.
They took Alf out, man.
I think he got caught or they shot him or something, but the series ended.
I never knew that, man.
That was messed up, bro. I say, what's going to happen next season? No next season. I was like, come on, bro. Dinosaurs, that ending, I was not ready for that. But luckily, I was like grown enough to accept what happened. You figure out, what took out the dinosaurs was not no meteor. It was them. And that last line with the baby says, we gonna move. And he looks at them. They set off these bombs and it blocked out the sun. Nothing's ever gonna be able to grow. They starved to death. That's what happened. And the news reporter says, I'm so-and-so. Good night. Then he looks and he says, goodbye. And that was the end of it. They died. They died. I was like, man, this was crazy. They're gonna end it like that. But dinosaurs used to come on at nighttime on ABC. It was adult. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
This is William Cat today.
What is he? He's like 70 something now?
Yeah.
Bring him back. Bring him back. Close the story out. Do a little. I mean, I guess you can do a series. Finish telling what happened. I had the suit, but the threat, whatever have you, it went away, but the suit stayed in the closet. I ain't want nothing to do with it. Well, something's happening, a catastrophic event. We need you. Well, okay, I'm too old to be crashing into shit now. But look, I got a nephew right here. Looks just like me from 1980. You know, one of those things. Bringing a rival alien with the same powers with another suit. I'm a sucker for that. Do that. That'd be great, man. But you know, that's an underrated series, man. Very underrated, man.
Yeah.
Yo, Shogun, you crazy. He said nobody ever questioned how 2 green dinosaurs can make a pink one. You are not the father. Oh, man. Yeah, that's funny, man. The greatest American hero. Captain Crash. You know how funny that damn thing is? I remember he was, they were on a baseball field and he threw the fastball and what's his name caught it and knocked him off his feet because he threw it so hard. I was like, man, in real life, that ball would have went through, it would have broke his hand. But that was a damn good film. And I do remember my cousin had the toys. I don't think they had that many. There was only three action figures, I believe. But the storyline was good. And again, it's undone. It is undone. I mean, this stuff, man. Man, the 80s was the best, man.
Yeah.
The 80s was the best, man. They man. But I would love to yeah, I'm gonna watch it. Derek Gaines says it's on Tubi, right? I'm gonna watch it. Yeah, hell yeah. Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. Never thought I could feel so free. Jimmy, what's good, Jimmy? And that suit was a little ahead of his time, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was very interesting, man. Very interesting.
And I do remember in the intro where it showed the how the aliens showed up. That was like state of the art type of graphics they were using for that time. That was really good. That was really good, man. And I did see Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I saw it in the movies with my dad. I think we saw it at the drive-in. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, the alien sightings. That was another big thing in the 80s.
Yeah,
that was a real big thing in the 80s. Oh, Derek said the pilot's not on there. Damn it. Oh, y'all doing Five Fingers of Death? Oh, that's what's up. Stormy, you and Act doing Five Fingers of Death on Comic Cons?
Yeah, he reached out to me the other day and asked me if I was available to join him on there. I told him I think I can make it. I don't think I'll be busy. So
dope. Five Fingers of Death. When was the last time I saw that? I wonder how strong this character was, though, as far as trying to remember.
I just pulled up The Greatest American Hero on my Tubi here.
All 3 seasons are there?
Yeah, 3 seasons, yeah.
Oh, perfect. Perfect. Something to watch. Leave it or not, I'm walking on air.
Yeah, I told you that song hit #1.
Yep. That shit hit #1, man. Man. I can't wait to watch this damn thing, man. That's crazy, man. What how strong was he though? Because I can't recall his feats of strength.
He was kind of along the lines of like, maybe Hulk level strength. He could pick up cars and a couple of tons of stuff, They never pushed the envelope, but they just, it was always, if he needed to do something, he could do it,
Right. Oh man. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you something. I've been writing down a lot of stuff when we do those crossover shows again. Like, what if this character met this character? I got a lot of, man, there's so much stuff. Woo. So much, man.
What if Buck Rogers met Battlestar Galactica?
That's dope. You know what I wrote down? Buck Rogers meets Flash Gordon.
Yeah, definitely that.
I don't know how that didn't happen. My gosh, got a bunch of.
There was another space show that was like Star Wars 2, but it wasn't Battlestar. Well, there was another one. What was it?
What year?
Around that time, the early 80s or whatever.
I'm
trying to think.
I remember Buck Rogers, of course. I remember Battlestar Galactica. Mrs. Shelton, salute. You're not talking about V, right? The Visitors, when they were really lizards?
No, not that. But another with spaceships and intergalactic battle. There was another show.
Jimmy said, did it star Dennis Quaid? Why does that sound familiar?
I know that there's one show that I'm not thinking of.
I'm thinking of the movie The Last Starfighter. That was dope. That was for the teenagers. It was short-lived too, wasn't it?
Yeah. I just can't think of what it was.
Interstellar? No, was that 80s? We're talking like early 80s, like 81 to like 85. This is making me think now, because I do recall there's something missing. Oh man, there's something missing.
Trying to think, man. It's gonna come to me.
It's gonna come to you like at 3 a.m. too. Watch. That's how it always is. I can't, because a lot of the Buck Rogers I saw was reruns. Inner Space? Oh, Inner Space was that movie. It was a comedy.
Hold on, I think I'm getting close to it now. Let me see.
Can't think of it. If I could think of some characters off of it, I'd know it. Now, Dreamscape, that wasn't it. Wasn't Dreamscape in the 90s?
I think I found it, Drew.
What's the name of it?
Terrorhawks.
Oh, Out Here, that came on.
That was in 1983.
That came on. What channel that came on Out Here? Channel 7 Out Here is ABC. NBC's Channel 4. CBS is Channel 2. Oh man, hold on.
It was a British show. It was a British science fiction television series. Uh-huh.
That's
Set in
it.
the year
That's it.
2020 after an
If you
alien force destroyed
if you'd have
NASA.
said puppets, I'd have got it. Because by the time that came on out here, it was coming on like 6 in the morning out here. Because it used to come on before I went to school, before the sun was up. And it was puppets, and it was British, yeah. Terrorhawks. I remember this.
Yep.
I definitely remember this.
I knew it was another show. It was like sometimes, you know, you have stuff going through your mind, you forget certain things. Yep.
Terrorhawks. Oh, Derek Gaines, if you've seen it, you probably, matter of fact, I got it pulled up right here, Stormy. That right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's it. There was puppets. I remember this.
Mm-hmm.
By the time I was watching it, it was reruns. But I remember this. I remember my mama getting ready for work. We'd be already dressed, sitting in the living room. And it's like 6 in the morning, and I'm watching that. And then I had to go to school. I remember this. Yeah, Miss Shelton, I was 8 years old. Terrorhawks. It was pretty violent too. They were killing people in this damn thing.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Terrorhawks. I remember that. And that villain was disgusting.
You remember back then when they had villains, they always made the villains really weird and creepy. Remember?
Oh yeah.
They were always, sometimes they look like their nose was running and stuff. It's like,
oh yeah, they were disgusting.
Yeah.
You remember Dark Crystal?
Yeah.
I saw that in the theaters. Damn, that came out in the early 80s too. Dark Crystal. Well, that's how the villains looked. Pointy noses with a mole on it, with a hair coming out of it. Terrorhawks. You probably got the box set of that too. Yeah, there it is right there. I'm looking at it. Volume 1. Man, I can't wait to watch that, The Greatest American Hero. That's a very underrated that is an underrated it's a very underrated series, man.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. You know what? My boy Jeremy looks like that. Maybe he could dress up as him at a Halloween party next year. I'm telling you, the next Comic-Con this coming year in 2025, I'm going as Luke Cage.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna grow a goatee and shave my head for that. And my boy's gonna go as Iron Fist. We're gonna be Power Man and Iron Fist.
Just don't wear that gold shirt with a chain link belt. You know, don't wear that. You'll look like a damn fool.
Look like a damn fool. Yo, I thought about it. I could get away with
I
it.
was dying laughing when Michael Coulter said that line and when he was in that prison and he
That
looked
was
at
brilliant.
himself in that window, man.
Hey, you look like a damn fool. Man. But that was good. The Marvel, they're good for that. They're good for slipping that in, man. You're real
and they
good for
did a
that.
good job with that character. I don't know why they wanted to drop the ball with Black Panther like they did, but Luke Cage was good. He was great because Luke Cage came after, unfortunately, the situation with George Floyd.
Yeah.
And here you have this superhero, Marvel superhero, running around New York with a hoodie on, and he bulletproof.
Yeah. But at the end of the season 1, they made it clear. They said, when you heard the rappers talking about it, it was like, yeah, we have a hero running around, bullets bouncing off of him, man. He was us, like, saying that, this is somebody we identify with. You know what I mean? So, I mean, look.
Remember when he saved those Asian people in the store?
Yes.
He came in there and saved them.
Yes. Hopefully they bring back, because Luke Cage, that last season, it got really good. First season was okay. The second season, I was like, oh, they stepped it up. But the writing, they stepped it up, man. They really did. And Iron Fist got better in the second season. I was like, okay. And he's getting good.
He had his own little phrase. You want to have some coffee?
Want to have some coffee? Yep. And Public Defenders was pretty good, man. I really liked it.
He had what's her name? The girl with the superpowers, the white girl.
Oh, that's oh God, I can't think of her damn name now. It's right on the tip of my tongue.
Janet, was it Jennifer
Jones?
Jennifer Jones, yeah.
Yeah.
She told him, they had, they fooled around for a minute, but they had crossed paths and they came back later, and she came into the bar.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Jessica Jones. Yeah.
Jessica Jones, yeah, thank you. She come in the bar and she had a drink in there or whatever. She was leaving. She was like, maybe we'll have coffee. Remember she told
He smashed too.
Of course he did, man.
Too, yep. He sure did. He put it on her. Yeah. She could take it.
Yeah, she could take it. And he could take it.
Took it to a whole new level.
Give a whole new level to a whole new meaning to street level heroes.
Oh man, if Marvel could get back to that type of writing and storytelling and leave that woke stuff alone, then yeah.
Yeah, leave the woke asleep.
Leave it asleep, yeah. Go back where it came from. Be great.
Yeah. You got pep tonight, right?
No, I'm not gonna do it tonight. I just don't feel like it. We'll do it tomorrow night.
Okay. Yeah, I got in a little late yesterday. I couldn't do my Tuesday tussle yesterday. I was gonna do it at a later hour, but then I was like, man, I'm tired, bro.
No, sometimes you gotta. And I got shows lined up, but sometimes you just don't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with it right now.
Yeah,
I'll do it tomorrow. Because I got a lot of things to discuss. We're effed off, but I'll save it for tomorrow. I'm gonna watch The Greatest American Hero and eat a grilled cheese. That's what I'm gonna do right now.
That sounds good.
That's what I'm gonna do, man.
I think I got a slice of cheese pizza. I might have that.
Yeah, there you go.
You watch Greatest American Hero.
That's how I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, so go ahead and give final thoughts, bro, on tonight's show.
Nostalgia. And I'm gonna tell you something. You guys need to subscribe to Stormy's Patreon. I'm gonna tell you why. When we do the Beats with Sugar, where we could play the music without getting effed with, you don't want to miss those shows. All right.
Yes.
When we start doing Noids on culture over there, we can actually play the intro and key components of these shows and scenes from the movie. You don't want to miss it because the experience of the show will be that much better than us talking about it.
Yep.
So connect with the Patreon. We're about to make the lateral move over there. I have a Patreon coming, and I'm gonna let loose over there because there's a lot of things I can't do and say over here. So for the sake of business, I always told y'all, if I start making money from this thing, I'm gonna treat it like a business. They have rules and regulations. I'm gonna abide by them, but the harassment is on another level.
Yes.
But I'm not gonna discuss that here. But tune into our Patreon. Stormy's Patreon's up and running right now. Go subscribe. I have an announcement for my members only coming up before Thanksgiving. And we're going to give you the best content. I promise you that. Unfiltered over there. You know what I mean?
And I want to let everybody know that if you're a member on my YouTube channel, just, relinquish that membership and just become a member on the Patreon. Because over there, you're going to have the opportunity to have the uncensored content, but also, we'll be doing more of these shows. Like I said, there'll be uploads over there that won't even be on the YouTube channel. So look forward.
Yeah, and let me tell you something. As good as YouTube is, they do a lot of sneaky stuff because when they have people overseeing what we do, it ruins the experience for you. So that's why I encourage you guys, take your business, your money, and if you're going to support us over there. That's why I encourage my people. I appreciate the super chats, but if you're going to donate, I would rather you Venmo, Zelle, or Cash App, right? And let me know in the chat. Check it out, and then I can read your comment. You know what I mean? Because YouTube is disrespecting us as content creators, and they don't value your dollar. Every $1 you send us, they take 30 cents off the top.
Dude, they're holding me. I should be well over, 6,000 subs now. They're holding me just under. For the past month or so. And I know I've had far more subscribers because I get the notifications and everything, but the numbers are like changing like one or two, and it's like squeeze.
Interesting. I'll gain 7 and lose 7 and gain 7. It's been happening all month long, and I've been watching it. How the hell am I gaining 7 and losing 7 and gaining 7, lose 3, gain 3, lose 3, gain 3, lose 4, then the 4 come back? I know what they're doing. So I can't. Okay. This conversation ain't for here, but I'm just letting you know.
Right.
You guys, we appreciate your support, but take it over to Patreon. I'm gonna make my announcement for my subscribers and my members, and that's why I didn't really do any members only material here. That's why I didn't do it, because the app of YouTube, they don't appreciate it, and they're robbing y'all, yo. $5 memberships, they're taking their money off the top, and then they got the nerve not to send you goddamn notifications. So why am I gonna put out personal material for my members and y'all not even gonna get the goddamn notifications? I don't trust them for that. So make the lateral move over to Patreon, and I'm gonna make it my business. You're gonna get me raw and unfiltered over there, because I can't talk like how I want to talk on here. And plus,
and I'll tell you something. With about 3 more members to my Patreon, I'll be making more money than I was making with almost 80 members on YouTube.
You see what I mean? And that's and that motivates us to give you more content over there. Why do you think the general goes crazy over there? Everything he talks about on his Patreon, he can't talk about it here. BFTB, same thing. So You know, I'm looking at it like, you know what? I can maintain here the YouTube, you know, the AdSense program. I can do that here. For the sake of business, I could watch my mouth here. That's fine. But on Patreon, y'all come over there and check me out over there. Y'all check Stormy out over there. I'm telling you, I'm hyped for that Beats with Sugar when you decide to do it over there, because we're going to get to hear the damn music.
Yep.
Come on, man. You know what was happening over here, y'all? He's doing Beats with Sugar and turned off the monetization. He wasn't even getting paid for that. And they still gave him the axe. Yep. Ridiculous. It was
and they picked and choose what they wanted to hit me on too. It wasn't a straight across the board. It was like, oh, you're gonna do that show? Oh, we're gonna get you on that. You're gonna do that show? Oh, we're gonna do it. Oh, we ain't gonna bother you for that. Oh, we ain't gonna bother you for that. It's like, what is this? It's selective.
It's very selective. And it's when you talk to them, you're talking to a bunch of fools that want to refer to you to rules and regulations. I know the rules and regulations better than anybody I've spoken to at YouTube. Trust me. I literally had them say, I didn't know that. So why are you sending me somewhere to read something that you don't know about? But that's cool. Thank God for Patreon. Our Patreon is going to be, it's going to be popping to a point where, bro. And if y'all support us, make that, listen, do not give YouTube your money. If you support us, give it to us directly. That's why I'm pro Venmo, Zelle, and Cash App. And Patreon, I'm pro that, because like I said, y'all follow us. We love and respect y'all for it. These guys don't even want to send y'all notifications. You know how many people hit me up? You know what I mean? They take wrenches. I had people DM me, yo, what did I do? Huh? Yo, I'm so-and-so in the chat. Okay, I haven't seen you in a while. Oh, yo, my name isn't great. I didn't block you. And you had a wrench. They did it to Cortez Bowles. If you check my channel and you put in Cortez Bowles, I screenshot me trying to get him right on my phone. YouTube wouldn't let me. I had to come home and do it. You see that? Right now, I can't use my phone to type on Mr. Shelton's videos. Why is that? They pick and choose, and that's fine. So what we have to do is
mess with you to the point where, you know how you simulcast on both of your channels, they'll hit you on one channel and they'll hit you for the same vibration on the other channel. And it's like what they say they're hitting you for. If that's really legit, they should be hitting you on both channels.
On both at the same time. Since I'm on some sort of terrorist watch list, I'm making it easy for you. Right now, as we speak, I had to request a review for one of my lives. The same live is on Pep Talk. It's still in green. They didn't even put a request for it yet. It's been 3 days. And I've checked. I'm like, what is going on here? You know what it is? I know. I'll tell you what it is. It's that pillow biter. You're going to have a lot to explain.
When I was hit with reused content, it's funny how it happened after I started simulcasting the Stronghouse show on Sunday nights from your channel to my channel, because we are co-collaborators. And then they never told me that that's what they were doing to me, but they just referred me to rules and policies. But it happened. It syncs up, you know. Yep. That was roughly around the time that they did that to me.
You know what they got Tay Jones for? He just recently got it back. You know what they got him for, y'all? Reuse content. But he was in Dubai, and all of the content he had with Deontay was from his goddamn phone. It was his. It wasn't from like Rider Season, any one of the networks. It was from his damn phone. He was actually there. And they hit him with a reused content. You believe that? Now, when you super chat us, if you super chat me $10, it's really $7. You giving YouTube $3 for you not to get a goddamn notification and to put the fuck to us. That's why we appreciate the super chat, but Venmo, Zelle, and Cash App is much better. Why would you want to give them a cent? Don't do it. And we appreciate it. I need a new mic. I want a better camera. I want to grow. I want to go to these fights to give you the best content available. and I'm with it. I want to get this thing so big that we don't need YouTube. I'll just use YouTube for 8 or 10 minute videos and collect AdSense money. But if you want what's real, go to my Patreon. It's just crazy.
Oh, and there's something else I found out too about Rumble. All you need is you sign up for Rumble. I think it's $10 a month. You need only a minimum of 5 members or 5 subscribers to your Rumble channel and app, and then you can go live on Rumble. You don't have to go live on YouTube. You can go live on Rumble with only 5 subscribers. I just found that out a few days ago because I was looking into it, you know.
That's easy work. That's easy work, y'all, because you're going to see us on multiple platforms. And we can use StreamYard on Rumble too, right?
What's that?
We can use StreamYard on Rumble too, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, so please listen. Quantity versus quality. 1,000 subs over at Rumble, and you can get unfiltered raw. You ain't gonna have Miguel coming in and pulling the plug on my damn stream if I'm F-bombing too much. Same thing on Patreon.
Or saying something about one of his girlfriends.
Right. Or boyfriends, whatever they into. You know what I mean? So yeah. You know, and this is how you take the power back. And once people in abundance start doing that are part of this AdSense program, once YouTube gets hit in the pockets like that, then they're gonna ease up. But you know what? I'm gonna force them to ease up anyway because I ain't gonna, I ain't gonna put too much out there. But brilliant show, Stormy. I'm gonna go watch the Greatest American Hero. A few episodes, man. And salute to you, brother. This is great. Salute to everyone in the chat. Don't miss the Sensei on Comic Cons discussing 5 Fingers of Death. I'm gonna do pep talk tomorrow. I'm gonna watch about 3 episodes of Greatest American Hero, and I'm gonna call it a day. And I'll be talking this god-awful boxing. Boxing's alive, but the trash boxing, I'm gonna keep my Tim boot on it. Boxing's alive.
You know me, I ain't missed a beat, right?
I know.
And I ain't even mentioned some of these.
But yo, listen, names. Before I get out of here, listen. Did you see DAZN's lineup for the rest of the year? They got some shit going on.
Yeah.
That's boxing. That's boxing.
Yep.
I saw Frank Warren sitting down in his suit with his friends, and they're talking about how good of a deal it is to work with DAZN and Rider Season and Eddie Hearn smiling. They're doing that's boxing that's happening over there. What's happening over here is trash. It needs to burn. Rome needs to burn. I love it.
And that's why I sent you that little shortly before we did the show tonight. I sent you that little clip from the brother
listen to that. Ain't that crazy?
But isn't it what we've been saying? It's what we've been saying.
If y'all don't know, y'all gonna know. Y'all gonna know. It was in this right out Hearn's mouth. I said, look at this.
We've been saying it for the past few years, brother. And that makes what Bob said about Bud totally moot
totally
point.
Null and void.
And then I like how the brother put the interview with Bud and Andre Ward at the end, where Ward kind of asked him, I understand you had a situation or whatever, and he says, yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy with the results. So Bud got his money, y'all. He got his money. It don't matter how much it is. It ain't your business. But what is your business is to know that he took care of business in the proper way.
That's right.
And now for those who want to say, and we've actually said those things about him when we were saying, we were making fun of him saying, you don't know Bob's heart. What I realized what Bub did is like, Bud played the game, man. Yeah. He played the game. Yeah. And he still came out on top. And see, that's the thing. Because he could have acted out, but that's what they expect you to do. They expect you to act out. They expect you to talk a certain kind of way and behave a certain kind of way so they can put you in a certain category.
Yep.
It's a box. He operated outside of the box.
And he ain't tell nobody, which is cool. And we didn't pick up on it.
We didn't pick up on it.
Guess what? The end result is he generated compliance. He got the fights that he wanted. And he won.
Yep.
Can't be mad at him for that.
And he's still in a position of being a boss. There's a lot of people, because they don't like him, they don't want to acknowledge it. But I mean, you're a boss when you can write your own ticket and say, yes, I'll take this. No, I won't take that. That's right. When you're a boss.
And I don't hear him complaining. But ladies and gentlemen, what's up with Errol and Fundora? Ask Al. And on that note, Stormy, wonderful show. I'll talk to you tomorrow, good brother.
All right. Peace to you, man.
Sure.
All right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is what it is. But yeah, we're going to get ready to get on up out of here. But not before we hear from my man, Focus Ball. Yeah, got to hear from Focus Ball.
Get ready to take your striking game to the next level with the Focus Ball. Dramatically improve footwork, timing, head movement, hand-eye coordination, reflex, and overall fight IQ. It's lightweight and extremely portable, so you can train every time, everywhere. When you don't have a coach to do mitt work, get a Focus Ball. When you don't have a heavy bag to hit, get a Focus Ball. When you don't have a sparring partner, get yourself a Focus Ball. And when you just want to have fun punching and kicking, get a Focus Ball. When you train with the Focus Ball, you train your eyes and your brain to read punches so that you can hit and not get hit, making this very simple device a must-have for all combat sports athletes and enthusiasts alike. So if you want to take your striking game to the next level, don't wait. Get the Focus Ball now.
Yeah. Don't forget to sign up for some of that Stormy B Man merchandise or the Focus Ball merchandise. You have choices. The Streamlabs, Stormy B Man, or A Weapons. It's all out there. The links are in the description box. I want to thank everyone who came out to show love and support for our show this evening. Salute to the brother Drew Titan for helping me do this thing that we call Nerds on Culture. And we'll be back next week for another episode. I want to say shout out to the mighty LDBC. And I hope you guys have a great rest of the week. Peace to everybody. And we'll see you on the next one.